Hello and happy Wednesday, everybody. I almost said the wrong day of the week because I'm tired. Quick little housekeeping here. We are sans a soul this week. That's funny saying that in that way. It makes it sound like we don't have souls, but we do for the moment. So we're gonna introduce our players in a slightly different order today. We're gonna start from the bottom right of everybody's screen. Oh yeah, get the jump scare. We're gonna start with Mari.
Hi everyone, I'm Mariana. I also go by Lagrimosa with a 0 on Twitter and other places. I draw and play in D&D, and I play Nikita, who is a wood elf barbarian. Yep, had that on the top of my head. And we both go by she, her pronouns.
Next up is Aki.
Hello. My name is Aki, or Akino if you're feeling fancy. Pronouns are she, her, and I'm playing Dayu Silverhair, who also uses she, her pronouns. She's our bunny bard necromancer. The only thing... Actually, no, I'm not gonna plug shit today. We freaky like that.
Okay, moving on to Charmy.
Hi, I'm Charmy, also known as Captain Charmy, various places around the internet. I will be playing Aurora Incineratus, the Fire Genasi, Sorcerer, Hot Girl. Also, my internet's a little spotty today, so apologies in advance for any weirdness. We both use she, her pronouns.
And Alyssa.
Hi y'all, I'm Alyssa. My pronouns are they, them, and I am playing Revelation, our Asimar Circle of Stars druid, who has never done anything wrong in her life, who uses she, they pronouns.
And last but not least, hello everybody, I'm Mandy. I use they, she, or any pronouns, and I play everybody else. You can find me all over the internet on the same name. This is my channel. And also, you can find both Aki and I tomorrow on the Magic RPG channel with the second episode of Defend Your Romance. This is the Dragon Age edition, probably part 1 of maybe 2, maybe more, depending. And also, the other thing I want to plug is this coming Monday, the 7th of October at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be having a new limited mini-series over on Magic RPG that will have Aki in it as a player as well. Dragon Age Masquerade. This is a 5-part miniseries. It is horror themed, and we are doing it to celebrate the release of Dragon Age Veilguard because we all love Dragon Age.
Is what themed?
Yeah, it's horror themed. Yeah, it's horror themed.
Whoa. Oh shit.
I told you it was gonna be scary. What the fuck? Anyway,
I didn't believe you.
Oh, I feel like I need to warn everybody again that it is a horror miniseries. It's gonna get a little spoopy. So that's happening. And we have a bougie. It is Spooptober. So yeah, it is. There is going to be intrigue and beautiful art and social things and a masquerade and also spooky stuff. Anyway, if you like all those things and Dragon Age, as well as some amazing folks, I will be running that game. Aki's playing in it, Momo B, May LaFay, Yo Skylar Seymour, and Javante, who I am a big fan of. Very, very excited to play at the table with everybody, and it's just gonna be a great time, so tune in. Tons of shipping, so much shipping. It's gonna be very gay. Everybody's playing a hot man. Everybody's playing hot queer men. It doesn't get too much gayer than that. So yeah, it's yeah. Anyway, all right. So we are going to pick up right where we left off. God, a lot of talks happened last session. A lot of talks that I didn't write down because there was so much roleplay. Let's see. Sin had some conversations with Mirthal, Gaudre, and the kiddos, the Lantern Lighter kids, Van Rui and Tani. Tani is definitely in her moody preteen phase. and is working on becoming a monk of the Nightstep Dojo. And when Sin asked the kids if they wanted to become a family after he comes back from his journey, the boys enthusiastically said yes, but Tani said no and later explained, or said that she needed to think about it and later explained that she would likely be adopted by Master Nightstep, so that she can stay at the dojo and not have to give up on her training or being where she wants to be. So that was very emotional, and that happened. Kazuhiko and Dayu had some heart-to-heart conversations at the temple of Aluna Seren in Okurai. What else happened? I feel like I'm missing a lot. We also had a shorter episode last session because we were all very eepy. It's just that time of year, I guess. It's time to hibernate, chat. Did I miss anything? There were lots of heartfelt talks. Yes, it was a very short episode. I think that was kind of it, right? Some of the details of Kazu and Dayu's conversation was along the lines of, what Dayu was up to during those 2 years and talk about their feelings about it and things like that. So definitely check that out. You can watch the VOD here on Twitch. I will be uploading it to YouTube soon because I forgot to do it over the weekend. I'm sorry, guys. And okay, that's it. We can start now.
I will say there was one last thing was we met back up to begin our supply collecting adventure and start our shopping.
You did.
For our things, but I think we kind of split off.
Yes, you had split off originally. You did end up meeting up, and then to do your shopping, I imagine you all kind of scattered all over the place or stayed together in patches of groups here or there, swapping off depending on what you needed to do and walking around and having a good time. So we're probably going to hand wave a good amount of that, but I know there are some specific things that some folks wanted to take care of, so take it away. What would you like to do?
Since I believe we're about to leave, I am down to start. In the time between us parting to go shopping and when we actually leave, Aurora is making an effort to find each member of the party in private and just have a little chat. And I'm gonna start with Rev. Where would Aurora find Rev if it was during our shopping time or the evening before we were gonna leave?
Yeah, I think if it's the evening before they're going to leave, Rev has a home here that I assume she just sort of closed up before leaving. I don't know if the druids have a living hall or something, but a pretty small, impersonal living space, and that is where you would be able to find her.
All right, so Aurora will show up at some point, and probably a little bit rudely knock and then poke her head in and wait for you to tell her to get out rather than wait for her permission.
Did you need something before we set out?
Yes, actually. Do you have 5 minutes?
Sure. Did you want to? And Rev sort of looks around at her sparse living conditions, compares it to Aurora's family home, but sort of steps aside and lets you in.
Aurora sweeps in, doesn't really look around at the space, but focuses entirely on Rev, and kind of walks directly up to you and says, I wanted to say something. I didn't get a chance to before when we were on the road. Things were a little bit chaotic. You remember that time that we almost died a lot underneath the necropolis? And
Oh, okay. I was going to say that's
there were
a lot of time under the necropolis.
Yeah, I mean specifically the one associated with like knights that woke up and stuff.
Yes.
Well, thank you for being the one who understands what happened there and for saving me. I thought for a moment that was kind of it. But us being in the same situation in combination with your magical support, which I could not have survived without, really made it survivable down there. So I just wanted to show my appreciation. And she holds out a wrapped package. And it's just a white package wrapped with a ribbon.
Rev will take the package, but put it to the side for a second and say, I think that you're discounting your own skill from under the necropolis. I mean, they were very difficult situations, but you helped protect us too.
She looks genuinely touched by that response, and then says, "You inspired me. Down there, I thought that the most protective people were the ones up front, and you've been protecting us from the back too." So, just wanted to say thank you, and I hope that you appreciate the fashion choices that I've made on your behalf.
Rev looks much more intrigued at the package and says, well, thank you as well, and I look forward to continuing to travel with you. If you ever want to talk about anything that you think the others might not understand as easily, my door is open.
Thank you. I'll probably have to take you up on it sometime.
I'll be there. And as soon as Aurora leaves, she's gonna tear open the package like a gremlin.
And Aurora does leave pretty quickly, but she does like hesitate for a second and then say, "Rev, do you want a hug or sorry, actually she says, Rev, can I give you a hug or should I just wave?"
Rev will open her arms for a hug.
Great. Aurora gives her a hug, and it's a very like girl like night out kind of hug. Like it's with a lot of energy, but not very long.
Great.
Yeah.
And
returns it. Yeah, what's the package? What's the package?
Yeah,
Do you want to read it or do you want me to read it?
I can do it. Okay. So Rev opens the package and finds inside a pair of white knitted gloves, knitted from wool that is familiar to anyone from Okurai. They are silk lined on the inside and have small button detail at the wrist. And the interior lining is a patterned silk in yellow and white.
Rev, I think we see alone in her little room, like putting on the gloves and just admiring them, admiring the feeling, admiring how they look, and packing them away for tomorrow.
Excellent. Aurora, who are you going to see next?
Dayu.
Okay, so you go and find Dayu. Dayu, where are you hanging out today?
So I don't know. Well, where Dayu has been whenever she's in Okurai has actually been the temple, but I don't think Kazu would be super comfortable sleeping underneath the temple. So we're probably at, I don't know, like we probably will be like at an inn or something like that. Where anybody else who either doesn't want to stay in their place or like doesn't have one over here probably would be like, so somewhere easy to find, central and chill.
Okay. Yeah, you're staying at an inn.
Yeah. I will say, some of the stuff, like extra stuff that I wanted to get, like, on the run would be like, refill my paints.
Oh yeah.
Maybe even grab extra, because if it's cold, then it's gonna be really hard to keep these paints together, like from freezing. So maybe grab some extra little ones. I think it'd be cute to send like a box of tea to my parents from here. Because they know I'm alive, and I actually have money for a courier now.
Yeah, you could.
And then I'm gonna be,
I'm
gonna have a bunch of. Yeah. A little care package is cute. I want to make sure we have I said it and then I thought about it and I was like, that's actually fucking genius. I want one of our rations to be of like a large jar of like broth that we can bring so we can just casually make soup. It could be there's some broth that gets gelatinous a little bit when it's not used for a while, like when it dries up. I'd like that one because then we can like heat it up and be like real fucking nice with it. Yeah, basically, Daiu's jar hunting. And you probably find her surrounded with jars. Because everything has jars.
So, okay, so you go to the inn. I'm just gonna paint the scene here really quick. You go to the inn, one of the inns in one of the mid-rings that's easy to get to from just about anywhere in the city. And you go to where Daiu's room is, and when you walk in to, meet her at your specified time, you see her crouched on the floor like a little goblin with little jars everywhere, and she's examining them, trying to figure out what she likes best. And you can tell that packing has been happening. There's paint everywhere. Not paint like on the walls and stuff, but like little paint, little paint jars and things like that. Lots of jars. There's a lot of jars happening here. It's chaotic in here. Kazuhiko, nowhere to be found.
Let the man rest.
You're alone.
Oh, hello.
Hi. What's with all the jars?
Some have paint, some have food, and then I'm gonna send some of the food and the paint back home, and then I'm gonna take the rest for us and for me.
Oh, so you're not gonna rattle the whole way to Elysia?
We have a bag of holding now, so I was thinking maybe we could just put all the jars in there, especially because some of these jars have like jams and soups.
Sounds good. Cool. I didn't really come here to talk about the jars. Was just curious. I guess you're not busy. Kazu's not coming back like immediately, right?
I don't think so.
He said he had things to do before he left, and you surmise he's getting supplies, because of course he is.
He's probably getting us more things for the road.
Okay, cool. So I can say what I need to say, and then I'll see him later. I have something for you. And I just want to say it's partially because I really appreciated the help that you've given me with magic so far. Since we started traveling together, I do feel more confident than I did before, and that has been really helpful. But also, I see how much fun you and Sin have giving each other gifts back and forth and stuff like that. And I thought it would be nice for you to have something, even if you don't stay in the Vale to remember us by. And she'll hand over a pink wrapped package for Dayu.
Pink.
Yes. And it's small.
It's small. Ooh. Dayu will take it and give you so Dai's resting face is like a little dead smile because her eyes are basically dead, but the smile is still there. So just like please picture anime style. A little bit of light comes in the eyes for this next little bit. She goes, "Oh, thank you. What is it? Can I open it?"
Of course, you gotta open it. And I feel like it would be really nice, so then I can explain like why I got the one that I got.
I'm gonna open it. So what is it? What do you get me?
All right, inside is a hair stick, a piece of jewelry that is made of wood, a dark cherry wood that is unique to the Vale, and it is a cherry blossom replica with beads and other sorts of decor, so that when worn in the hair, it looks like a little piece of a cherry blossom tree is blooming in your hair.
Oh, that's so cute. So Dayu actually likes using hair sticks and stuff like that a lot. She just keeps it down usually. So this is fun. This is fun. She gets excited, I think, about it. But like excited in the way that she does. So she goes, "Ooh."
And so I got it because I thought the, pink, like it wasn't super intense pink, but it was a little bit subtle pink, and I thought that would really match anything that you were going to wear. And then I also thought, you have all this beautiful hair, and there are a lot of ways that you could wear it, like, differently if you felt like it on a special occasion. If you wanted help, like, let me know. But I thought it might be fun, and even if you don't wear it, it's a nice thing to look at.
When I don't wear them, I like using them as bookmarks, so this will have lots of use.
And this is a special tree. It was like cultivated to grow properly in the Vale in perpetual darkness and still bloom. And I thought, you might enjoy that because things have been pretty dark for you.
Oh, this is lovely. Thank you. Now I have to get you a
Welcome.
gift.
You could give me a gift. You know what you should give me?
What?
A kiss.
I don't know
if you prefer.
I don't know if just a kiss is like worth the present you gave me.
It's a start.
Well, you're gonna get that kiss on the cheek. You get one on the cheek. I think you get another on the forehead as well because she has to like take your face. So it's just like might as well. Cheek, forehead. She like cups you with like both hands and stuff like that. It's a very it's very like cute. It's very gentle.
Aurora basks in the kiss, and then in retaliation, swoops forward to give Dayu a kiss on the tip of her nose before she steps back.
Look at us. We're fucking peppering each other with little kisses. This is cute as shit.
This is so gay and so adorable.
Surrounded by all these jars. This is lesbian shit. This is
The jars are a metaphor, you guys.
God.
It's a metaphor.
But
For
also
sapphic
literal.
love.
Do you know
Don't
how
ask me
many
how.
jars my parents have? Like a ridiculous amount of jars, homemade, cleaned out. Anyway. And I have something for Kazuhiko too. I can give it to him later though.
Yeah, he'll be staying here with me. So maybe later you can pop back. And I will make this room less jarry.
I'll swing by on my way home.
Alright, thank you.
You're welcome. And have you seen Sin? I tried to look for them, but I couldn't find them anywhere.
I think Sin went to see his kids, but I'm not. Well, no, he came back from that. I'm not sure.
Okay, well, if you see him, tell him I would like to see him at some point when he's free. And then Aurora will take her leave.
Okay. You take your leave, exiting the inn, and you step out into the street. I would say at this point it's probably just after lunchtime. And you kind of walk through the streets, trying to figure out where you want to go next or what you want to do next. And you do see Kazuhiko, a couple streets down, walking into a shop.
Ooh, what kind of shop is it? Because Aurora's gonna follow, but she's gonna check out what store it is to see if she should go in or wait outside.
It's a bookstore. He goes into a bookstore.
Sure. I'll say she'll loiter outside then, waiting for him to be done.
Yeah, you don't wait long. He walks in, and you kind of hang out somewhere off to the side in the street there. You know, people passing by and things like that. Just normal loitering, hanging out. And he's not even in there 5 minutes before he emerges with a little package. Well, not a package. It's like obviously a wrapped up book that he puts into his bag as he steps out into the street, and he sees you and he says, "Ah, funny seeing you here."
Yes, I wouldn't be here normally. I was looking for you.
You were looking for me. Oh, okay. Well, I'm here. What did you need?
Yes, thank you. To give you something.
Oh.
And she'll hold out, without any of the preamble that she gave in the previous situations, she holds out a package for him that is just like a brown wrapped small paper package.
Yeah, he takes
for
the
you.
package. Oh, thank you. Can I open it?
Yes, of course you can open it.
Ears perked up because he's like, oh, I wasn't expecting a present. He tears the paper and opens it up. What does he see inside?
Inside is a green handkerchief, cotton, dyed, kind of like a slightly modeled kind of pattern, and then relief out of the dye are the shapes of bunnies. So the bunnies are white and the handkerchief is green, and it's kind of like a large handkerchief, typically meant to be folded up, and Aurora just says, "You're sticking with us for much longer than you needed to."
He smiles down when he smiles when he spots the bunnies. Like, he unfolds it and he's like intrigued, like, oh, how big is this thing? Unfolds it and sees the bunnies, and he just smiles. Oh, this is very nice, Aurora. Thank you so much. And
You're welcome.
I feel like I should have gotten you something. Thank you. This is really nice.
You don't have to get me anything. You're very welcome. This is probably the only gift you're going to get from me.
Okay.
But
fair enough.
Dayu did give me a kiss in return for my gift, so if you wanted to plant one, that's fine.
He kind of smirks a little bit because he's like, we're doing the currency thing. Okay. He doesn't say that out loud, but you can see in his, like, the gears are turning. He's like, oh, fair enough. Can't leave it uneven, after all. And he will lean down, give you a kiss on the cheek that you indicated.
Thank you, Lord Redfang. I'll see you later or tomorrow, whichever one we have collectively decided on.
Well, let's see if we can manage to bump into each other again before tomorrow. How about that?
Sounds good. Enjoy your shopping.
I will, you as well. And he will walk off in the other direction. Seems he is on a mission.
Ooh, you really be busy. I will say in the interlude between actually getting to Nikita, Aurora does spend some time going about town to see if she can find Sin, and upon her failure, looks a little bit disappointedly at her very small purple wrap package, but packs it up for another time. And then off to Nikita.
Off to Nikita. Nikita, where does Aurora find you?
So, I think when we all split off, Nikita started off with a walk around town. Different, with a different perspective, different lens. I think you'd find her somewhere close to a barber shop. But, not in there yet. Just kind of walk into, yeah.
So Aurora will probably come up behind you, and I don't know how good Nikita's perception is, probably way better than Aurora's stealth. So her intention is to surprise you, but I don't know if that would ever work.
Do you want to roll for it? I don't know what we want to do here.
Let's roll for it. Let's roll.
Sure.
Aurora, roll stealth, and it can be either against Nikita's passive perception, or you can make I don't know. How active are you, Nikita, in trying to keep an eye on the world around you all the time?
Well, I mean, I think she was actively kind of sightseeing. I feel like she'd be actively looking around.
Okay, yeah, you can make a perception check.
Cool.
I just need you to know what I rolled.
Okay,
What did you roll?
What did you roll?
A natural one.
Yeah!
Okay, we're gonna narrate that a little bit. Nikita, what did you roll? Just
14.
For the sake of shits and giggles. Excellent. Okay,
Just my passive anyway.
You Aurora, you are attempting to sneak up behind your girlfriend, ? As she is wandering around in the street, and you're trying to be slick, you're trying to be funny, you're trying to be cute, and in doing so, you try to, duck behind some crates when she turns, like she's looking, and then when you turn to leave the crates, you walk straight into a wandering food cart, fully bumping into it, knocking all the pots off the side of it. It's a big clanging noise. There's noodles flying everywhere. They may or may not have fallen onto your shirt. Your present is not damaged, I will call out. But you definitely get some noodles on you. And the shopkeep, you damn kids trying to run through the street all the time. Who do you think you are? Trying to pick up all the pots everywhere. There's just a mess in the middle of the street. People are looking. Nikita, you see Aurora in the middle of quite the scene behind you.
She will walk up to her and help her up and try to tidy her up. Hold on. Are you okay?
I'm totally fine. I am so sorry. I did not mean to do that at all. I promise to come back and buy something later, okay?
Yeah, get out of my face. It's like an old man. He's hunched. He's got little tiny glasses and a big hat. Yeah, he's ridiculous looking.
You'll live.
He's cleaning stuff up and pushes his cart away, grumbling.
The face of embarrassment buried into Nikita's chest, and then pulls back to look up at her. Hi.
Holding on to her, she's gonna look down, take off a noodle off your shoulder, and say, "Hello."
I wanted to be clean to do this, not Oh, right. And then she'll press to digitate herself clean.
Excellent. 10 out of 10. Excellent. Love that.
That's better than any job I could do.
Thanks. Are you busy?
Just looking around. I wanted to buy more tea since we got that good bag now, and we could carry more than just the 4 that I bought earlier. So, we might up that to like 10 or something.
That's a lot of tea.
Yes, but we never know, and it is useful the first time. You don't want to talk to me about tea, I'm assuming.
Definitely not. No.
Okay. What do you need?
Just a bit of your time.
Of
To
course.
chat whenever you're free. And then all of a sudden she is second guessing herself and a bit shy, and then stops and goes, "Do you want to grab a drink?"
Sure.
Okay. I think this will be easier with alcohol. And drag Nikita into the nearest pub she can possibly find, and literally order straight liquor from the bar.
Nikita has never turned down liquor.
Yeah, see? We
A
understand
drink in
each other.
general.
So, shot slid over to you. Oh, Sin is here, but with Melissa instead. Just kidding. Sorry, kitty, distracting. So slide the drink over. Rora's gonna say, cheers, and then I gotta talk to you.
Okay. Good or bad?
Good,
Okay.
I hope.
Cool. And she'll knock back the shot with you.
Great. I really appreciated all that you've done for us, for me, and getting to get to know you better is exciting. And I want that to continue. If you're okay with it.
Of course I am.
Okay, great. So if I was to refer to you as something, would it be okay if I called you my girlfriend, or?
You know, especially after talking to your family. Yes. I would love that. I'm just mad I didn't get to do it first.
Well, you know me, I'm forward, and she's gonna take that opportunity to tug Nikita down to her level and give her a big kiss.
She reciprocates 100%.
And then after 2 minutes, a package is pushed into Nikita's hands.
What is this?
A gift for you.
I didn't get you anything. I feel horrible.
You don't have to get me anything. This is what you do for your girlfriend. You just get her a gift because you're thinking of her, and it doesn't matter if she gets you something back or not.
You're incredible. Thank you. Do I open it now or okay?
Please. This suspense is killing me.
Okay. She's gonna unpack it.
All right. So in Nikita's black wrapped package is a woven scarf. It is patterned. It has a black base, and it is embroidered in silver and gold thread, depicting a myth that is a story known within the Vale, a story of romance. But more importantly, it is a warm, long scarf that could be worn around the neck, could be worn as a belt, could be tied to a weapon, could be used as a face covering, however you want to use it. And she'll just say, whenever I think of this story, now that I've gotten to know you better, I think of you, and I think it would be pretty cool if you wanted to wear this sometimes, or just look at it.
She is going to be just holding it and just feeling the scarf altogether, and she's going to look up at Aurora. And how are exactly our arrangements? Are we sitting across each other right now? Because I feel like she just get up and just pull you into a hug and a kiss.
Yes. Done.
This is the sweetest thing. I'm going to treasure this forever.
The first of many gifts, I hope.
She'll give you a kiss on the forehead. Bathhouse?
Bathhouse.
10 out of 10.
Mission accomplished.
Mission
Thank
accomplished. The two of you leave the tavern to go have a little fun at the bathhouse for the evening. And we're gonna fast forward from there just a little bit. Actually, does anybody else have, before I do that, does anybody else have anything they want to do shopping-wise? We can flash back if we need to. Okay, nothing for Rev.
No. The only thing I already stated what I bought for sure. The only thing I want to do is I want to start, so that way I remember to continue. I want to start reading one of the 3 books that I grabbed because I keep forgetting to say that I'm fucking reading them.
Okay.
I want to start on one of them. I want to do the I think I have one on like herbalism and stuff like that because I wanted to low-key stock up on stuff like that so I can practice it because I want to try and learn how to at least make like lesser health potions and stuff like that, or other types of salves and stuff like that.
Yes.
Because I think it'll be useful.
Okay, so you're reading the book on herbalism.
I have it somewhere. Other possession?
Let me...
Oh, I didn't write down the titles. I know that you gave titles. I just didn't get it. I did not write it.
I did give titles. Let me see if I can find...
I thought I put it in. I guess I didn't put it in there. Maybe I put it in my other notes.
It was... Yes, here it is. The books that you got, and maybe this will change your mind, although actually no, you only got one on herbalism.
Yeah.
We'll just talk about that one. You got Amario Wild Survival Guide, Natural Flora and Fauna of the Wilds. So that is for the Amario Wilds region specifically.
Oh.
I mean, it might still be helpful to you. The wilds do border both the Vale of Night and Elysia. So if you happen to find yourselves more than likely like more west Elysia, I'm sorry, not west, more eastern Elysia. It was like, which way is which? It could be beneficial if you go in that direction.
Yeah.
But
then
the place you're going is kind of a straight shot cut from the Vale of Night. Like, just move north. And I'm talking way east. So
yeah.
You could find another book.
I could find another book, yeah. I think yeah, then I might want to find another book because I specifically want something to help me learn how to basically make use of the like alchemy kit Sid got me quite literally a year ago.
Well, you know, what a great time for Kazuhiko to come back from his little day trip. He returns to your room, and you can tell he's got some things. He's got like a sack that he's got like different items in. He's got Of course, he has rations and survival things and things you generally need for the cold, etc., etc., etc. But he pulls out from his satchel a little, like, squarish package, plain brown paper, and you realize there's two of them stacked. And he opens one and sets it off to the side, and you can see that it is, like a survival guide, like, type book. And he pulls another book from the pile and hands you the wrapped package. And he says, I know you've been reading up on some things lately, so when I was looking for a book for myself, I picked up one for you.
How come everybody's giving me presents today? It's not my birthday. Thank you.
I mean, you're welcome. I was thinking more practically. If you want a gift, I'll get you a gift. This is more good for
Well, I think this is... Well, I like books. This can be a very nice gift. And if I don't give it away, I could give it for scrapbooking.
I don't know what that word means, but I'm sure it will make you happy, so... And when you open the package, he's just like, oh, awkward. You see it's basically a flora and fauna of Elysia. It's one of the survival guides for Elysia. So he has the survival guide that's that is basically like monsters of the mountains, essentially, and yours is flora and fauna of the mountains.
Hey, yo, can we make, like, a date night?
Yeah, you can make it.
Can we try to do a fucking date night where we just fucking read books and shit?
You can totally have that.
Let's go. Mm-hmm. Like, unless other people need us, I wanna do a fucking reading date night. Let's go. This sounds cute as shit.
You can have a reading date night. So what you want to do? So here's the question: do you want to mechanically see how much you learn, what kind of things you learn, or do you want me to give you the spreadsheet now?
Well, I'd like the spreadsheet regardless, but also I feel like, because I'm not trained in the tools to make this,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to work towards becoming trained in it.
Okay.
So it's like, I feel like I need to make mechanical rolls regardless. So that way I don't be like, I don't know. I don't fucking poison a hoe, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So, let's make this, we're gonna introduce a clock here, because why not? Also, I did send this to you once before. I'm sending it to you again, because it's been a hot fucking minute. So, feel free to read through that. You can filter to different locations. So you can do that. So we'll start a clock. Do you want to track it, or do you want me to track it?
I can track it.
Okay. So we'll call this, let's call this like a 4-part clock. So what I need from you is to roll me, this is for herbalism, let's call this a survival roll.
Survival, nice. I'm all pink. I wear pink. I use my pink dice.
Use your pink dice.
My pink dice.
The pink one.
Pink. My pink dice.
Hello, Dimples and Dice. Thank you for the follow. Hi.
Okay, nice. 19.
19, excellent. Yeah, you can fill half of that clock.
What was the clock?
4 segments, so you want to fill 2.
4 segments. Okay, thank you.
Yay. So we'll say when you intentionally sit down to read this book, when you are, because you've already kind of studied this, I'm making it a short clock. So because you rolled very high, you're gonna get 2. But if you roll like lower, I'm not gonna tell you what the scale is. It's gonna be a fun mystery. Once you fill that up, you can add the herbalism kit to your proficiencies. And you've already studied this in the past, so that's why it's only 4 segments. Is that okay?
Yes, though I'm trying to double check and make sure I don't even have the herbalism kit. I have alchemist supplies because that's what's
That's
saying.
okay. We'll add it.
Add the what?
We'll add when you fill the clock. We'll add the proficiency.
Okay, dope.
Yeah. Oh God. I have fear of clocks due to eclipsed hearts. Oh no. No, this is a good one. I might start using clocks more regularly.
Yeah, I love clocks. I started using them as well.
Yeah. List kit proficiency. Okay. Yeah. So you have a nice little date night where the two of you do some reading. Your man reading up on monster slaying. And you're reading up on herbs of the area so that you can make medicine if you need to. And with the field guide that I sent you, you should be able to do that. For folks at home who don't know what I'm talking about, there is a resource for D&D on the internet called the Artificer's Field Guide. It is free, and it's basically like a homebrewed spreadsheet that details out different components or different potions, just to kind of expand being able to use alchemist supplies and the herbalist kit and all of those things in order to make things for your party. I've been using this in my games for a long time, and we're continuing the tradition with Dayu here. So, yes.
I was gonna ask, can I edit this?
You should be
It
able
looks
to, yeah.
like it. Ooh, okay, nice. I want to make checklist.
I wouldn't change the verbiage, but if you want to make it like another tab for yourself of
Yeah,
what
yeah,
your
yeah.
faves are and what you want, absolutely, feel free.
Yeah, that's what I was planning on doing.
That copy is for you, so you can do, if you delete stuff, I can't help you, but if you want to edit it, you feel free. I'll type it in the chat. Artificers Field Guide. Okay, moving on. So you have your little date night, and he opens this book, and he says, "Get a load of this." Hold on.
I'm not gonna say what I want. It's 9 p.m.
Nope, not like
I go
that.
get a load of it.
Not like that. And he shows you the book, and inside is an illustration of what looks like I guess content warning, a large bug, a monstrous-sized bug, in fact, with many legs and such and spines, and it appears to be, well, it's huge because it's drawn in scale next to some trees. The trees look small. And it is standing in the scene of the sketch of this thing is it is standing amid snow and there's steam rising off of it. And you realize that looks fucking scary. And he says, "Look at that." It'd be pretty hard to miss, don't you think?
Well, that's a big boy.
It says here, it's a Remraz. Never heard of such a thing. It's scary looking. Hope we don't run into that.
Have I?
No. You've never
Yeah,
seen
didn't
anything
think so.
like it. That's fucking terrifying. This makes some of the stuff you've seen in Southmore look like a fucking field day. This is giant.
Buff table. I know what it is because I had to fight one. Back in character though. I have a little like it's technically like it's a coin type of thing, but it's meant to be like a 2D, so I flipped it right to decide. Does Dayu like bugs?
I don't know, do you?
Yes. Yes, she does. So whereas like Kazu's like this is fucking scary. Dayu's like, look at all the legs.
Do you like this kind of thing?
I kind of like bugs.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Yeah, they're so cute. This one's really big though. It would make a really
yeah, it's
fucking cool tattoo.
yeah, I guess it would, wouldn't it? And he like turns the page and he shows you there's like salamanders that are of the frost variety. There's pictures of a yeti, a rock like the big bird rock, not the rock.
Dwayne the Rock
Dwayne?
Johnson.
Yeah,
Yep.
you open the page, it's just Dwayne the Rock Johnson on the page. There's frost giant illustrations. There's ice troll illustrations. There's like all kinds of monsters. I don't know if I'm gonna be saying this right. The boar hag, the bar hag. Basically the icy, spooky, skeletal ice hag. Yeah, but you see like all like this book is full of like different kind of mountain type monsters, and a lot of them are of like the snowy Arctic variety as well.
You
Notably,
got
there's
such
a
cool
section on-
pictures.
Yeah, there's some of them have sketches, some of them have descriptions. Because it's obviously like, you know, there's not like mass-produced books. This was like something he had to find specifically. And he's like flipping through the page and he's like, oh, there's an entry on cloud giants here. That's interesting. I guess if you're high up enough. Huh.
Cloud giants are the friendlier ones, right? Am I wrong? Or am I very wrong?
I think cloud giants are more of the neutral variety, and he goes, oh, and there's storm giants as well.
That's gonna make Nikita happy.
Yeah, cloud giants are neutral, and storm giants tend to be leaning good. But yeah, there's descriptions of all sorts of creatures that live in the mountains, live in the snow, live in the sky, live in caves, detailed out in this book. As he is reading up on whatever he can. Some of the entries talk about like weaknesses or potential weaknesses, theories. This was obviously written by like a very prolific hunter or group of hunters who have traveled all over Elysia.
25 minutes.
So yeah, you find that out when you have your little date time.
Dai's super into all these pictures because her book probably has like really like nicely drawn, like anatomical, almost like flower and stuff like that pictures, right? So like Dai's like super into that too. But like this one's got them bugs and shit in it. So like she's also yeah. So like at some point when she's like done with her book, she's gonna slide over and also read Kazu's with him. So if they were like sitting like on opposite sides of like a table or something like that, she is now fully just sitting on him reading the book as well.
Yep, he's like you're probably like sitting on the bed, like sitting like between his legs, and he's just holding the book like around you. Like he's got his arms wrapped around you and he's holding the book in front of you both so you can read.
Her ears have to like stay flat,
It's very cute.
or else it's gonna like hit him in the face.
So yeah, you have some nice reading time, and you get to learn some things about Elysia. You learn that there's you learn a few things. So herb-wise, there's you learn about different kinds of trees, different kinds of bark that you can harvest, assuming the trees aren't frozen. You learn about certain kinds of lichen and moss that might grow in some of the caves, or that might be buried beneath the snow if you can find an area where the snow is not too deep. You find that there are some plants that can live in the cold. And what you learn is there's not a ton of different things up in the mountains that are easy to find. A lot of it is stuff that's difficult to get to because of the environment, because of where certain things do grow, because certain plants grow in certain areas, because it's safer for them to do so. Otherwise, they're buried in, 50 feet of snow. And yes, I'm not exaggerating. 50 feet, I mean 50 feet. So, that is what you learn. Anybody else have anything before we move on?
Just to throw out there, because Charmina spoke about this a little bit. Mm-hmm. After an afternoon of gay shit, as we said in our chat, yes. Nikita with Aurora is gonna go get her haircut.
Okay.
And the piercing that I mentioned also. They're gonna go together. They're gonna go full impulse, like, let's just get this done now.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
Me like piercings. What are we talking about? I mean, do whatever you want. Yeah. It's your character.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Me like, tell me more. I want to know.
I mean, she's just gonna, if we want to go into like the visuals real quick, she's gonna shave the sides of her hair, but it's still like a big ass mane anyway, so it doesn't really, it just takes some of the weight off too. And still gives a smaller spot to like, live in. Mm-hmm. And piercings are just gonna be like a flat black stud just on both ears. And eventually we'll run to Dayu to please help because it's gonna be really cold. So, and that's it.
Wait, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Where on the ear for Nikita? Where on the ear?
I would say just like regular spots, but I wasn't thinking anything else along the ears quite yet. Just this is like first piercings kind of deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just processed what that name is supposed to be. The hag name. It's Burr Hag. Get it? Burr. It's cold.
Oh.
It's BHEUR. Burr.
It's a fucking meme
name.
Atmosphere.
It's a meme name. God damn it, Wizards of the Coast. You've done it again. All right.
B-E-R, you said? Maybe like iceberg.
It's a BHEUR hag.
EU. That's funny.
Yeah, Burr.
Burr.
Oh my god. Do we need to take a break? Do we need a quick break? Should we take an early break? It's not that early.
Are we that squirrely?
I don't know, are we? I feel squirrely.
That's smart.
I feel squirrely.
Like, yes, but always, so I'm good.
No, I'm always squirrely. Yeah, so you get your haircut, you get your piercing. No, Nikita did not go to her local Claire's for her first piercing. Don't get your
Nor the mall
Claire.
kiosk.
Don't.
Aurora knows at least 2 piercers in town.
Perfect. So you go and get all of that taken care of, and since Aki's not here, we will take our break a little early before we get to your parting final not final. Why did I say that? Not final. Final for this trip. Your farewells for before you leave for Elysia. Okay, so yeah. We'll be back in like 10, 15, give or take. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see you guys in a little bit. Everybody stretch, hydrate, get a little snack, and we'll see you in a bit. Bye! And we're back. So sorry about that. We had to do some refreshing. We are going to move right along. Everybody got their shopping done. You have your supplies. You have said your farewells to your people in Okurai. You've had conversations with the people you've needed to have conversations with. And you head to the Northern Gate for the Veil of Night. So you venture out of the northwestern road from Okurai through the, and I'll move to the map view. I don't know, actually, I don't think it shows in the map view. Bear with me just a second. Where is the Veil of Night map? Here it is. So, and I'll have to reset the transform here. Boop. So, when you leave Okurai, and we'll just zoom in here. When you leave Okurai, there are many paths, many roads that branch off, main roads that branch off from the city. You take the north one, and it takes you over Bright River East, the eastern branch of the Bright River, and you walk alongside the main branch of the Bright River, over a little bridge, through some of the heavier forested areas of the Veil of Night, and you head to the Northern Gate, where you find not quite identical, but very, very similar to the dais that you walk up on top of to greet whoever is the gatekeeper of that gate for that time, to be granted the ability to leave through the barrier. And you feel that weight of the power in this place, the magic that permeates literally everything about the Veil of Night seems so strong at the gates, to the point where you can feel it even if you are not magically intuned. So you walk up the dais and you greet the druid who is on duty here. You've noticed that the druids that show up at the gates tend to be older druids, more skilled druids who have the ability to awaken the stone of the gate. And as they do, the gate and the stones light up, in contrast to the blue color of the south gate, a pale kind of lavender hue, as these motes of light begin to rise from the various shapes of the ancient druidic symbols that are carved into the dusty white-gray stone that you have come to know as stone that seems to exclusively be used in 3 places you've seen now: the Satesk, the Southern Gate, and the Northern Gate. It doesn't feel quite as scary this time around, leaving the Veil. And as you step through to the other side, you find yourselves standing just on the other side of where the gate opened, but it immediately closes behind you, just as before, and you turn to look, and it looks like a mountain pass without a gate. You turn away from the illusion that you know to be the edge of the barrier of night, and you find yourselves standing basically amidst the very mouth of this mountain pass, wreathed in massive evergreen trees, and your steps sink into the snow a good feet before you find solid ground. And by solid ground, I mean there's just packed snow underneath it. All the trees are covered in snow, but not fully covered, so some melting has occurred in this area of the lowlands. And Nikita, you very much recognize this mountain pass. This is the pass through which you traversed from Elysia to enter the Vale of Night, to learn more about Armagon, your adopted father. And you know that this path leads you directly to the area of the pines where you grew up.
I think she's gonna take a deep breath of the cold air and just breathe out. And she's very much going through like a conflicted emotion kind of thing. But the mask kind of like, doesn't really show that much. You can see her underjaw probably at least a little clenched.
At this point,
Aurora reaches for her hand.
She'll hold it.
At this point, as you step out into the snow, all of you as a group, what do your outfits look like?
Go for it, Charmy.
Do I need to call on people? I'm happy to do it.
I can go. I have unmuted.
We're almost ready to go.
Rev is wearing just like layers and layers of white fur, including that old soft mantle that she wore at the beginning of our adventures, but also like a long ankle-length fur cloak that has a hood. Below that, she's wearing like a thick silk dress that splits at her hips into just like a skirt in the back with wool leggings and thigh-high boots, and the whole effect of elegance is ruined by these snowshoes that she is also wearing. But she does have her hands protected by the gloves that Aurora gave her, and that little constellation jar from Sin is still tied at her hip.
I'll jump in, since I'm always ready. Aurora, like Rev, is also covered in fur that is white, but also has been, by some means, partially dyed into blue in a dip dye kind of near the bottom. Has like cold shadow kind of looking colors. It is basically a big blanket that has been belted into a sort of coat, and the smaller ends wrapped around her arms. Below, she's got a set of long woolen gloves, silk-lined, tall woolen socks up to the thigh. Over that, a dress or two. There is the peak of what at first seems like exposed skin, but it is actually layers of other cat suit below, and some sensible but sexy boots that then are also ruined by the effect of these snow boots.
Nikita is layered up. She has layers going on, but in the top you see kind of like a compression shirt kind of style thing, long sleeve turtleneck. She has like a kind of like leather fur lined top piece up here. And she's baggy pants. Again, she has like a bunch of layers underneath it. She has these baggy pants, and they're kind of tied off at the bottom with these boots and these like fur lined, or this like kind of fur caps, I guess, around the shins. And they're strapped around with leather. And she has a ginormous like fur cloak, white and grayed out. And she has her hair changed. It's against, the cold and everything. I don't care though. They're shaved on the sides, and she's got her piercings. Same mask. And she's also got thigh belts, can't forget those. And she tied the scarf that was given to her by Aurora around her waist.
Guess that leaves me. I should have looked up the proper terms for each article of clothing, but I didn't. And that's because Dayu's wearing Chinese shit up on the top. So I'm just gonna explain it the best way I can, because I've never seen traditional winter Chinese wear until having to look up for this. So and even then, it's not theirs. It's like Tibetan and shit. But we're not gonna go into colonization here. So instead, Dayu has parted her hair into 2 very thick braids, and that's simply because Dayu's mom is an Angora rabbit, so she's just layered. She's just so layered with her hair. It's very poof. This is the reason why she looked like Dolly Parton for in a lot of the art. It's just because of all of those layers, and so now it's in 2 very nice thick braids with maybe little pom-poms to tie at the end, because that's cute. And her ears can hide behind the hair if needed. She's wearing this pinkish long-sleeved top, except around the sleeve part. The sleeves are super baggy, and then they come up to a more closed cuff. So that way it bags out over here, but it doesn't hinder her up here. But she could probably take that out and just let her entire arms be consumed by the sleeve. And on top of that is a whitish, greenish, that kind of in between. There's a slight green hue to it, but it's mostly white. Overcoat that looks like it's a jacket that's meant to be pulled over, sort of a cloak almost, except it's got even baggier sleeves to accommodate for the long sleeve bag, and this one crops around 3/4, and there's the material is very thick and meant to kind of let the water and snow roll off of it, not get too soaked if I fall in. And there's wool around, or fur around actually, and she's got a few other fun little accessories, including her holy symbol, though the holy symbol, the good holy symbol, hidden underneath. It's put in. This is the holy symbol from home. Okay, this is the one that she wears in the art. That one hidden, put underneath. The one shown above is probably a wooden one or something like that, just so that way she can still identify herself as a holy person. She then wears a very thick, maybe wool even, skirt. It's a long skirt, and it has 2 slits kind of at the front, so that way her legs can move through, because she's a leggy girl, but also she still has her she's got bunny legs, so they need extra space for movement. I think she's probably wearing some sort of some shorts or something like that. That's also thermal, to kind of cover whatever skin is exposed, because she's got fur, thick fur. And she is also wearing kind custom snowshoes. They still look like snowshoes. They're just meant to fit her feet a lot better. Her and Sin were matching shoe-wise. I think, in my opinion, it's kind of uglier because it's meant. Yeah, it's meant. We both got digitigrated feet, man. Like it's gonna look worse, in my opinion. I think it's gonna look way worse. But yeah. Oh, and the skirt is a darker green, I think. Or maybe it's a pink to match. I don't know yet. I didn't doodle it yet, so I don't know what colors I actually like, but just know that pink and green are her thing.
Bright colors all around. Great. Love to hear that.
Mhm.
Excellent.
Yep.
Perfect.
Destroy me. I'm gonna get hit by another boulder, except there's gonna be a big snow one.
Sure. I guess for the thirsty bitches at home who want to know what Kazuhiko's wearing.
Absolutely.
He's I haven't planned this out super thoroughly, but he's got like he's got more layers. So he's got like he's got like kind of like turtleneck, long sleeves with like the thumb holes. He's got his gloves that have like fur on them, or in them rather. They're like fur lined. He's got his armor kind of on the outside of his outfit. He looks a lot less noble, more like an adventurer right now. Still same color scheme, green and gold, but it's like the gold is very, very subtle. And the green is more like a darker kind of evergreen color. He does have the fur mantle on. He is still wearing that. But he's much more covered. And he's got a cloak that's like a mottled kind of coloration of like different grays and browns and white, so that he can wrap it around himself to look like less stand out. But he's still wearing like all colors found in nature, even in this area of the world. That's why I said the gold is very subtle. Like you can't really see it from a distance. It's like threading. And hold on. And it's just thicker, longer. He's got different kind of boots with fur as well. Lots of leathers, darker leathers. And he does not have snowshoes. He has forgone the snowshoes for the moment. He's not wearing them right now. And he's got his quiver on his back and all of that stuff as well. But he kind of looks to you all because he's probably standing at the head of the pack. Are you guys, are those of you who have snowshoes wearing your snowshoes right now?
I would say if they're needed, then yeah.
Not needed here.
assumed
Not needed here.
we assumed
Yeah, I was
they
gonna-
were
I was
needed,
gonna
I
say.
feel like.
Yeah, we all assumed that it would be needed immediately, but if like someone tells us it's not, then it's not on yet. But we do have them.
I mean,
we can
you said we sunk a little bit already,
Just a
so I
little
was
bit.
like, that seems like it's needed.
That's pretty normal. So at least in my experience, snowshoes are kind of needed once you get beyond like a couple of feet. A couple of feet's like normal to tread. But once you start getting into, 4 feet, 5 feet, blah, 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 then you really need snowshoes. That might just be me, but, yeah. But yeah, so you've got, see, Spectre knows. But yeah, you don't need them right now. You can say you have them on you. You don't have to wear them, though. You don't really need it in this area. You're in the lowlands. You're gonna need it in the mountains, probably. I do love the idea of you all showing up with them on and Kazu just being like, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you don't need those yet. Actually, wait, I kind of love that. He just looks at you all, Yeah, you're not gonna need that till we're like up in the mountains, probably, or closer to Mount Ceres. I'm sorry. I thought
You couldn't have told us that earlier?
I should have said something too earlier. I'm sorry.
I thought I said something about it, but you know, I must have forgotten. Yeah,
But they're
Nikita would.
prepared, Katsu.
Dayu is too busy
prepared.
walking like when you put shoes on a dog.
Yeah, where you're walking like.
Except I think in my opinion it's a lot worse right now because you saw her low-key doing that when she was in the swamp because she had to get used to wearing it for the swampy parts. Now I think it's worse. I think she'll fall over a couple times and then get back up and then because she needs to practice walking like this and everything feels weird.
God,
it's objectively so much worse.
Oh my god, I wish I had funny background music. That's something I realize I need that I do not have.
But you should get the Wii music, you know, the Wii background. Yeah. You can do the doots. You can see every time she falls. Like it's the best.
Oh my god, fuck.
Walking with her hands out like this, making circular motions.
Welcome to Mistlost. We're very professional in this extremely immersive, heavy roleplay homebrew experience. Thank you all for being here.
I'm being so immersive right now. I'm telling you how my character with animal feet would walk, and she don't wear shoes, nothing. She's slipping and sliding for different reasons.
Here we go.
Balance.
Here we go. Perfect.
I really fuck with this one.
my God.
Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Every time that little bell thing goes, that's when she's fucking falling.
So this is the mood of the campaign now. You all, so you're just like trying to walk around and Kazu's like, do you need help?
So much help. If I take this off, it'll still be this bad.
No, it shouldn't be this bad.
No, I mean it'll be bad for me. I don't wear shoes, Kazu.
I'm aware of that. He's laughing.
You know how weird. You know how weird this feels.
You look so helpless, and he's just laughing.
My eyes get bigger. They get bigger because I can't fucking walk.
He immediately kneels to help you take off the snowshoes. He's like, all right, hold on.
The only thing that changes is that now I go from my like legs being like this apart to like slightly less, and I'm still gonna be walking really difficultly. It's like I take 2 taps before. It's like I'm walking on ice. Were you like trying to be like, is this safe? And then you keep walking. That's what's happening. The shoes are thick. They take away a lot of grip for her. Her toes are like snatched this way. It's not comfortable.
All right.
There's less grip actually that I think about it because of how because if you know what rabbit feet looks like, it's like basically all sole up here and then there's an arch up.
Yep. I hear you.
And they only go seated down if she's like fully standing still. And even then, that's sometimes. Oh boy, this is awful.
He just yeah, seriously, special interest activated. He looks at you and he's like, they do make foot wraps, you know. You didn't have to wear boots.
Why can't people tell me things before?
I mean, I would have assumed you would
No.
have asked me if you wanted to know.
Wraps for my feet. No, I didn't know that such a thing existed.
Alright. We'll get you some in the city before we go up the mountain. Maybe it'll make your life a little easier. Or maybe by then you'll be used to boots. as he picks up the snowshoes off the ground as you stepped out of them as soon as he freed you from them. Should we put these in the bag of holding? Okay.
Buff table, who has the bag of holding? I'm assuming it's Sin.
I think it's Sin.
It was Sin, but we could say somebody else has it for right now.
Yeah.
It's the party bag of holding. So
all my jars are in there.
Mom said it's my turn with a bag of holding.
All my jars are in there.
All my jars are in there.
I cannot. Yeah, you put your snowshoes in there. You've got your jars in there. The bag of holding is already getting used super well, so well. So you all. All right, we're gonna move away from the funny music.
I do my best to not grumble about hating shoes, but that's solely because I'm flip-flopping.
So you are in a bit of you are in a snowy area. You all get your bearings, and you get moving because you don't want to be traveling at night here. It's morning right now. It's not, late afternoon or evening or anything. You had a rest, and this is the next day after what we just did, the shopping and all of that. Yeah, you move on down the path. There are... As you're walking, you're kind of like on like a decline. You're moving downhill a little bit to a more flat kind of area, and you realize the trees here are very tall. Nikita, this is normal for you. But for everybody else, for anybody who hasn't been to Elysia before, which is none of you other than Nikita, and Kazu, who has only been in the Lowlands area once. The trees here are fucking giant. Easily, like, minimum 50 feet tall. Very, very big trees. And they're everywhere. Some of them are more frozen looking than others. But for the most part, they are not completely covered in snow right now. You are moving down the path. You realize, for those of you who are very smell oriented, so Synarch would notice this if he was present at the table, but I'm calling it out for when Soul watches the VOD back. And Dayu, both of you would pick up on, actually Nikita, you would too, would pick up on the lack of scent compared to what you experienced in Southmoor and the Undercity and Hallowgate. There were a lot of different smells going on, especially because you were dealing with a lot of sentient undead and other dead things. There were a lot of not nice smells in Southmoor. Here, because there's snow everywhere, it's quite cold. It is... You're not really noticing like a lot of smells other than like the smell of the evergreen trees around you, and that's kind of it. Not quite as, I mean, it's definitely assaulting the senses, but not in the same way that Southmoor was. The sun is high for the moment, because I'm not doing weather rolls until you are a little further in. Nikita.
Yes.
How long of travel is it from the gate to your home?
Few days, I would say, no?
Probably a day or two, if you are conservative about how you travel.
Yeah,
absolutely.
2 days.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a group roll. These are just gonna be D20s. I'll roll for Kazu, why not? Give me your little D20 rolls. That didn't really roll. There we go. Not much better. All right. Rev, what did you get?
Got a 7. These are just flat rolls, right?
These are just flat rolls, okay? Kazu got a 3. Aurora? You're muted.
Sorry, I had to unmute.
Yeah.
10.
10. Dayu?
I'm so sorry. What are we? It's just a flat roll, right?
Flat roll.
Okay, thank you. I got distracted. 16.
16. Nikita?
14.
Okay. You all continue on. Your journey is for day 1. It is uneventful. You camp for the evening using the hut, I imagine.
The hut is cozy. The vibes are so cozy.
Yep. Absolutely.
With that big fucking bug monster painted on one of the sides of the walls.
Okay.
It's just there. It's not giant. It's not like obviously giant or anything like that. But if you go, what the fuck is that?
You just paint
That'd be like,
there
it was
on the
just-
walls.
Yes, and I'd be like, it was a cool bug in a book.
See, this is why I give you the bug lore, because I know you're gonna enjoy it.
She puts it in a fake picture frame so that way y'all think it's wall art, but it's like questionable wall art because the rest of it is giving super cozy cabin vibes. The rest of it is like so nice, and then there's this fucking big ass blue fucking centipede looking shit in a picture frame.
Kazu sees that and he's like, "Oh, you really like that book, huh? Did you want to read this, like, on your own, as well?"
Maybe.
Oh,
I mostly want to copy the pictures and then write the notes as well, so we have our own field guide. And
Okay.
maybe I put a mustache on the big bug.
whatever makes you happy. I'll hang on to it so you don't have to carry it, but whenever you want it, let me know. And you all settle to camp. Are you going to establish a watch on day 1? You are in the middle of the pines right now, and you know that less than a day's travel away is Nikita's home.
I think Nikki is going to stay outside for a long time before she goes into the hut for the night.
Okay.
Is this also the area that she found Smar in? Or did we pass that in the first day? Or is it day 2, would you say?
This is probably roughly the area where you found Smara, yeah.
I think
Definitely
she
in
just
this forest.
I think she just take him out of her
Looks up
hair.
at you.
You know,
He
just
looks up
yep.
at you and squeaks.
You remember this?
He looks
Sort of.
around and squeaks. Before he clambers, he's sitting on your palm. He like does a little run and jump off your palm, and he glides into one of the trees nearby and like climbs up one of the branches. He's knocking some snow down. Bougie is already lurking up in the trees because of course he is. He is intrigued by the snow. He's sending Aurora images of snow piles. As he's stalking around near the base of the tree and like jumping up into the tree and like hunting because he's a dragon, but not really. And Smar is kind of jungle gymming his little way, running around before he flits back over to your shoulder, like snuggles up in the nook.
I think she's just gonna stand out for a little bit and just look up at the sky, the night sky, before going to bed.
Yeah, beautiful and clear out here. You know, the sky is pitch black, and the stars are just as numerous as they are in the Veil of Night, but they seem clearer somehow here. Peeking through the trees as you look up, you know, trees kind of look like they curve in when they get tall enough and you're looking up from the bottom. So the areas of the sky that you can see through the trees, it's beautiful. You know that on some nights, depending on the night, you get to see interesting lights in the sky in this area of the world. But not tonight. The moon is like a thin sliver of a crescent right now, so there's not a ton of light here. But Smar sticks close to you because it's nighttime now, and your breath is coming out in puffs of steam. Roaming DM, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you had a wonderful stream. So Nikita, you're standing outside looking at the sky. Snow everywhere. What are you thinking about?
I think she's gonna be just kind of like flexing her hands and just like messing with her gloves a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think slowly her facial muscles start kind of like, she starts losing control of them a little bit. And she starts to cry a little. She's not looking forward to having to unearth everything again tomorrow. And it all just feels so soon, even though it's been a while. It's been so many years. But she'll take that moment to herself and just remember what's at stake, and remember that Admogan would want her to focus right now. This is very important. And she has to put her feelings to the side as much as she can right now. And then she'll go in to the hut.
So you go into the hut, party pets in tow, as they're running around through the snow around your feet, having a great time. And
we have soup because I take out one of the jars and make some soup.
And you have soup.
You guys are gonna love me for these jars. We're gonna have rough times, and then it'll be like, but what about hot soup for dinner? And it's gonna feel fucking fantastic.
And Nikita gets a big snuggle from Aurora when she comes in.
Mm-hmm.
He literally was watching her, but didn't interrupt her moment.
Very much the shoulders kind of like from behind. You could probably assume what happened.
Mm-hmm. So you all settle down. You have some soup. You go to sleep. You have a nice long rest. And in the morning you rise to a beautiful sunrise. The snow is glittering. Icicles maybe have formed on some of the hut. And it just all looks so beautiful in the sunlight. And as you get ready, have your breakfast, get geared up, and head out for the day, you continue on the path as Nikita and Kazuhiko lead the party in the direction that Nikita specified. As it is generally in the direction of where you are going regardless, a little deeper into the woods before you find the main road, if you can find the main road in the snow. Sorry, Aurora, did you have something?
I have a question.
Yes, please.
How cold is it? I feel like this is for Aurora the coldest she's experienced, so I just want to know how she's handling this.
Trying to think. You are in the lowlands and you're relatively near to the border of the Vale of Night. So you're not quite to the mountains. And actually, let's roll for the weather. Let's see how bad it is.
I'm sorry if it's a blizzard, it's not my fault.
Let's see how bad or good it is. Weather. I don't like this die. It's not being nice to me. Let's use a different one. Okay. That is... Ah! I take it back. No, I said it was sunny when you woke up. It is not too bad right now. It is maybe, listen, I can only speak in freedom units. I'm so sorry. I'm learning the conversion. I'm trying. It is in Fahrenheit, probably like 20, which is pretty cold. That's below freezing. So, it's pretty cold, but this is not as bad as it can get. It's like, okay, I wouldn't say it's like 20, maybe it's like maybe it's like 25. So pretty damn cold. Definitely, if it were to rain, it would snow again, which is normal here. But yeah, it's definitely colder than. Thank you, Coldrake. So very cold, but not as cold as it can get here. This is normal weather, normal not spring weather. There's spring, and then there's every other time of the year here.
Yeah, I stopped wearing shorts around that weather.
I was gonna say, Aurora's probably still okay then.
Yeah, you're still okay for the moment. When y'all are up on the mountain, we'll see. It's probably not gonna be so nice up there. So you, and I mean, this is specific for Aurora. Like, Aurora, you're fine. Everybody else, it's fucking cold. Alright? None of you have natural cold resistances, and none of you are made of fire. So, Aurora is the only one who isn't cold right this moment.
Now, Dayu grew up in the exact opposite type of weather. I think Dayu is cold.
Yeah.
Me, Aki, us, pretty brisk, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's brisk. It's kind of nice. I don't know. Actually, depends. Wind chill, because we get wind chill. we get wind chill all over fucking Canada. What am I saying? Wind chill's nuts.
Kazu is very alert
That's the
today. He seems to really like the snow. He seems to like the cold, which is interesting because he's lived in Southmore his whole life. But yeah, you continue onward as the day wears on. Revelation. How are you feeling now that you are finally heading closer and closer to your destination?
Eager, even more anxious to get there than she has been before, because it feels so much closer now that we're on the way, now that we're in the snow.
Mm-hmm. And that feeling of interesting satisfaction kind of settles over you as you travel. Maybe it's one of the few things keeping you warm aside from your many furs. And as you continue on your way, you move through the trees. Actually, that's the wrong die. Let me grab a different one.
I have a question, actually.
I love questions. What's your question?
What are the spirits like up here?
Oh, of course. The spirits. Yes.
Yes, spirits are different everywhere. I think they're super chill in the Vale for the most part. I want to say they're 80% chill in the Vale versus Southmore, where I think most of them are completely lost or pissed off. Then it's like 10% chill.
That is accurate.
Does Dayu also see like aminal spirits or just like people? Are there aminal spirits?
There are.
I was gonna say a lot of my favorite texts when it comes with the Tales cards do include animal spirits. So
Yes.
I've been going off the assumption that I can see animal spirits as well.
You can see animal spirits, but animal spirits are not something you see very often. That is not a typical thing. It seems that most spirits that kind of linger in the material realm or in that in-between liminal space tend to be like humanoid type creatures. You don't typically
I was gonna
see
say I can
monster ghosts either. Not typically.
I've seen giant ghosts and
You have.
and then if the spirits were already like monsters, like I like the banshee for example, I feel like I see
guess-
those, but
so
those
I
are
guess-
actual monsters.
Yeah, I was gonna say those are spirits that have physicality to them that they can hurt you in the material realm. A lot of the spirits that you see, like the people that you see, they can't hurt you. They're not strong enough to do that. They're strong enough to be visible to you, and present enough to be visible to you. They have that much energy. But to harm you the way a real banshee might, not to be confused with the busty banshee, she wouldn't hurt you. But like,
She was dope.
like the typical monstrous type of ghost spirit type creatures, they are twisted and powerful enough to do damage to creatures in the physical realm, whereas most spirits do not. There's definitely scales to how that works. So for the spirits that you see, you really don't see any out here. Not in this area of the pines. If you keep an eye out, maybe at night you might spot something, but right now there's not really. Listen, Elysia is a very big place. Think of it like, it's massive. It's Canada. There's a lot of land to cover here. Lots of mountains, lots of things, and you imagine in areas that are maybe a little more well traversed, you might see more spirits.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yep. So
I definitely want to get I'm definitely going to be vibe checking areas and stuff like that because I would like to get a general rough idea of what to expect. Because I could kind of. In the Vale, I know what to expect. In Southmore, I knew what to expect minus the Necropolis, but the Necropolis, I pretty much got it as soon as we got in there because everything was fucking undead. So, over here, that's uncharted territory for Dai. So she wants to know, what are the spirits like over here? Can I have a conversation, or are you all just lost? Because that's sad. Kind of vibes. Do the Death Sentinels do their job? We'll find out,
Oh boy, alright. The feud continues.
The feud continues, but Dayu makes him so mad that they want to kiss her. I know it. I feel it. It's gonna be one of those. I feel it in my bones.
Hey, you know what? You never know.
You're so mad. I mean, you look stupid. Kiss me. I feel it.
You want enemies to lovers with the. Never mind. We'll talk about that offline. Good Lord, help me. Aurora, how are you feeling with everything? Being in this very different environment. You've never been... it snows in the Vale, but you get, a foot or less of snow. Sometimes a little more if the winter's really heavy. But it seems pretty well controlled because, hello, Druidic Society.
Yeah, I feel like Aurora is a little bit bougie at the moment and is experimenting with the interaction between her and Snow. So whether her steps melt things, whether her hand melts things, whether she has to put fire directly on things, what happens when snow lands in her hand, just various observational experiences, and maybe with a touch of childlike wonder at how much snow is here.
Sure, yeah. Just generally speaking, just like with real humans, when a snowflake lands in your palm, if it's your bare palm, it will melt. But for you, it might melt a little more quickly than it would on a human. Like, I mean, I've caught snowflakes before, and they usually melt pretty quick in a bare hand, unless your hand's already super cold. When you pick up snow, it does melt a little bit in the immediate, but you can make a snowball. It doesn't like just melt into water in your hands. Your steps don't have any particular effect. You don't really give off a little more heat than the average humanoid, but not quite enough that it would make that kind of a difference.
Yeah, then she just progresses to burning little patterns in the snow as they walk with her produced flame on the tip of her finger.
Mm-hmm. Dayu. So you're looking for spirits. Are you looking for anything else? While you're moving towards your destination?
Maybe I will keep an eye out for some of the plants that I've read up about, because I don't think I mean, would the other book cover like basic animals?
The flora and fauna book?
Yes.
Like the book that you were reading for Elise?
So No, the book I was reading, the book that Kazu was reading that I then jumped on.
Oh, so that just has monsters.
Okay, that just a monster. Okay, thank you.
Your book has herbs and like general flora and fauna.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then
besides,
besides spirits, I would be keeping an eye out for like some of the plants, some of the basic animals, just to kind of like, be like, I learned about this yesterday, Yeah. Will it show up today?
Yeah.
Kind of vibe.
So the kind of animals, if you're wanting to know like what kinds of animals are in the area, is that what you're looking for, or are you just keeping an eye out?
Just keeping a general eye out. Like if I see like, I don't know, like a rabbit, I'll be like, ooh, rabbit. Mm-hmm. They exist here sometimes. Just kind of like the book told me that rabbits are here sometimes. Like that kind of vibe.
Okay.
I'm not like hunting.
Yeah.
I'm just like sightseeing.
Sure. There's definitely like Arctic hares here. That's definitely a thing. I will say, like in the distance, you hear it very easily. In the distance, you hear a twig kind of snap. And Kazu immediately like pauses and looks, and your ear goes in the direction of the sound. And you look, and in the distance, decent distance away, is just a white-tailed deer wandering through the trees, looking around for food. Spots you pretty quickly, because that's how deer are, and immediately bounds away deeper into the trees. Not the direction that you were heading. But, yeah, you see stuff like that periodically. Sometimes, mostly birds, but you know that, I mean, practically, I'm not going to say all, but practically any kind of creature you can find in, like, I'm just going to say Canada as an example, because it's a great example of the kind of fauna that you would find in the cold place in the mountains. They exist here, except for the Canada goose, because fuck gooses.
You don't want no cobra chickens? You don't want no cobra chickens?
I don't want no cobra chickens. The only cobra chicken you're gonna find is one that's gonna try to eat you. So,
that's all of them. That is all of them. Actively right now, that is all of them. Yep. The laws for these cobra chickens, absolutely. I'm glad they're protected, but am I really?
Cobra chickens.
Fucking cobra chickens.
Listen, I'm not saying there's a goostra in Elysia. There might be. You never know.
Goose-dra? Like
Goose Hydra?
Goose Hydra?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
That's not a thing. That's not. I mean, it is a thing, but it's not a thing in this game.
You know, legally,
You never
well,
heard of Goostra?
it's I have, but like
Okay.
I know that this is fiction, but ironically, legally, Sharby and I cannot fight back. You cannot harm geese in Canada in any way. If they
Yep.
nest in your
And I've
house,
been attacked.
you
so.
can't, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Magusa.
Mm-mm.
Stop it.
They can jump your car. If they nest on your property, it's their property and you can't move them until their season is done. Every year, I watch 3 people. I follow them because they document how the geese take over.
Good. I'm so glad that there's none of them in this game. Let's stop talking about Canadian geese now. No goose cobras. Moving on. So you travel throughout the day. Yes, we got a little squirrely there. I guess we need a goose emote as well. And you keep moving deeper into the forest until you come to an area that you know very well, Nikita. We're not quite at Armageddon's house, but you are very close. You are passing through, and you can choose to call it out if you want. But this is roughly the area where Armageddon found you. And it all kind of comes back to you being here again. And I don't know if this is the right song, so please bear with me if it's not. Oh, it is. Good. It kind of floods your mind a little bit. You can determine how you feel about it. But the day that he found you, tattered clothing, makeshift, dirty, feral, barely spoke any words when he took you in. And you remember the day that you thought it was the end for you. You had been separated from the pack. And you were hungry, so hungry. And you come across this man wandering through the pines. And he offers you some food. And his cloak. And at first you kind of fight off a little bit because you don't understand that he's just like you. He's a person. As far as you're concerned, you're just like the pack. But he convinces you to follow him. And from there, you get flashes in your mind as you move through the trees and eventually come to a clearing, in the middle of which stands a singular cottage, barely big enough for 2 people. And on the far side of the clearing of this roughly oval-shaped area, on the far side from where the cottage stands, is a gravestone. There's a pile of firewood stacked up neatly next to the house. The house appears to be undisturbed still. And there is a tree standing near the house. And even from here, you can see the notches in the bark, marking your height as you grew up. The house is dark. There are no signs of life here. It is exactly as you left it. If a little bit, slightly damaged, slightly worse for wear. It's been, essentially abandoned for all intents and purposes. But hello everybody, we're back. So sorry about that. Discord was having some server issues. I looked it up. There was a brief outage happening around this time, and it seemed to only affect certain people. Don't know what to say about that.
I was chosen.
So you were chosen at the worst possible time, but that's okay. That's not your fault. Okay, so let's try to set the
You might
scene
want to bring
again, shall we?
Kenku back.
I am gonna bring Kenku back. Give me just a second. There we go. Technology. So let's rewind that back. Let's set the scene again. Cause I know your immersion. I'm so sorry.
It wasn't your fault. It's Discord.
All I can do is be upset at Discord for ruining your immersion. So you were having these memories flash through your mind of the first time you met Armageddon before he took you in. And as you move into a kind of oval-shaped clearing area, the party steps into this space, which is a little bit overgrown with weeds and there's sticks everywhere. It hasn't been cleaned up much. There's an old training dummy, post stuck frozen into the ground off to the side. And on one end of this very small, modest clearing is a singular cottage, barely large enough to house 2 people. There is a tree. There's one tree that stands particularly close to the cottage that very clearly has tick marks in it going up. Nikita, you know what that is. That is where Armageddon would mark your height as you were growing up. And on the other end of the clearing, something that is easy for all of you to see, is a single headstone of a grave. And the cottage itself, Nikita, is more or less how you left it. Though it is dark and there are no signs of life inside, because it's abandoned for all intents and purposes. It seems nothing has taken up residence here. Nobody has taken up residence here. The windows are dusty and dark. Some of them seem to have cobwebs in them because it's been a couple of years since you've been here. But other than that, this home is still standing. It's still here.
Nikita will walk up to the grave and just crouch a bit and place her hand on it. Take a second. And she kind of just gives herself a little shake. Her hair, her head. Dayu,
Yes?
when you see spirits, that means that they haven't passed on, right?
Yes. Usually.
All right. If you see him, yell at him and tell him to go rest.
I'll do that. Can I clean the tombstone?
Yes, you could do that. I'm going to be inside though, if you don't mind. I trust you with that. I'm going to make sure there's no living animals or anything like that inside, guys. And you are more than welcome to step in, but it is very small. So just give me a minute.
Aurora will follow, but just hover at the doorway instead of entering.
I will go to clean the gravestone now that I have permission. Which you should get permission from the living family members to do that, clean girl. Because I love grave cleaning videos, but I like it respectfully. I'm gonna go do the cleaning, but I will also try to honor Nikita's other requests and keep an eye out for what I am going to assume is a large man. I don't know what Armageddon looks like. I just know that. Do I even know you're adopted, fam?
Yeah.
Okay. Large, unassuming man. That's what I'm looking for.
You see no such figure.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I'll go
Nikita.
and clean.
Yeah, and Nikita will go into the cottage.
Nikita, as you step up to the threshold, it feels automatic because you did it for so long. You are able to open the door. I assume you have a key still for this place that you just keep on you. So you unlock the door, open it up, you duck to get into the door. Because while Armageddon was a decent-sized height warrior man, you are bigger. You're big, beefy tank woman, and you do have to duck your head just a little bit to get into the door without bonking the top of your head. And inside, actually, you know what? What do you see inside? I'm sure it is all the same. It just is probably very dusty, and things of that nature.
Well, I imagine I see a kind of like a makeshift living area in the front where it's really just like a main chair and an extra one, just 2 chairs. A very small square table, 2 chairs again. Mismatching, because obviously it came in at a unexpected time. Cobwebs, like you said. And to the left, I imagined, would be where the kitchen area is, and to the right would be more of the like washroom and bedrooms. Nikita is just gonna walk in and just kind of do a check everywhere very slowly. I guess just listening to her footsteps in the cottage again. Kind of taking everything in. Keeping an eye out for, again, animals or anything or anybody who might have like come inside here, but also flashes of memories just coming at her from every angle.
Yeah. It's a little overwhelming to be here again. But you realize that your home is, though it is a little bit worse for wear, just from neglect. You think a good spring cleaning will get it right as rain again if you decided you wanted to do that. But yeah. You noticed a couple shingles missing from the roof. Could probably fix that. No evidence of any leaks or anything like that. You don't see any animals creeping around. Nothing got stuck in the fireplace. It doesn't smell like dead animal in here. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's a nightmare. Trust me. And it's just a dusty, faded memory for the moment. Doesn't really hold the same kind of sentiment and life that you associate with it in your mind. And sometimes homecomings, while they can be very nice, sometimes are a little sad because you recognize things as you get older that you didn't think of before when you were younger.
I think she's going to take a moment to go to her room. And I think she kind of maybe. I think the books that he bought her, the Elvish kids' books,
Yep.
kid stories, would stick out.
Yep.
And I think she'd take one, put it in her pack. And go straight to her father's room.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where I think that she would just, or again, lose control of her face again.
Mm-hmm.
But still kind of look around and maybe just sit on his bed.
Yeah, you move aside the dust sheet and sit down. Feels the same. It's cold in here though, because, you know, there hasn't been a fire lit in this place for quite some time. You look around, you see chest of drawers, very simple furniture. Some of it you know he made himself. Blankets stacked in the armoire on the far side of the room where you kept all the linens. And it's the same, but it's not the same. You realize as you're sitting there that Smar seems to have escaped at some point. He is not roaming around in your hair anymore. You're not quite sure where he's at. Uh-oh. Are you doing it again? just the robotic screaming, the robotic ah! Oh no. Alright. Well, I know it's a Discord issue. What do we think, folks? Maybe we should cut it here. I know I hate to do it an hour early. But do you want to give it one more try? Oh.
I feel like it's such an emotional thing if we're dealing with tech issues every 5 minutes. I'd rather just come back to it.
I'd rather come back to it, and then Soul will be here as well. I don't want you to stress yourself out trying to fix this since it's happened twice in such a short time. Yeah, it's Discord. It's Discord. I looked it up on Down Detector, and Discord's experiencing some server issues. So, guys, you might have some problems with Discord later tonight. I know. All right, loves. We will resume not next week. We are off on the 9th. We will not be playing on the 9th. We will return on the 16th. Next week is my partner's birthday, so we're gonna go out to dinner. Just happened to fall on a Wednesday this year. So we'll reconvene with you all on the 16th. Between now and then, though, tomorrow night on the Magi RPG channel. I'm going to switch the music to the happier music. On the Magi RPG channel, we will be doing episode 2 of Defend Your Romance. It is a presentation-based chat show where each participant has a particular romance in a video game that we are defending why they are the best romance option or options. My presentation may or may not be on more than one character. And we fight to the death. Just kidding. We validate each other on what we like and get really, really unhinged about who we are defending. Ooh, maybe I should defend Flemeth. That's a good idea. Anyway, that's happening tomorrow.
That was my crack option.
that's
Defending Flemeth was my crack option.
Yeah, truly. Flemeth in Dragon Age Inquisition is a baddie. So that's happening tomorrow night on Magi RPG. Friday, this is also on Magi RPG. I'm not going to be in this week's episode, but I will be in chat if you want to hang out with me, is the next episode of Ancestral Blood. Monday, also on Magic RPG, we begin Dragon Age Masquerade, the 5-part miniseries that I am running for Magic RPG to celebrate the release of Dragon Age Veilguard. It is a story that takes place between the events of Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age Inquisition, directly before the breach occurs. So please tune in for that. And then obviously next Tuesday is the next episode of Ignite Recall, which I am foaming at the mouth for, and we will be back on the 16th. Welcome Roll D5 Raiders. So sorry for you to arrive here at this point in time. We are ending stream early, unfortunately, due to some tech issues. So we're gonna raid out somebody else. Sorry, guys. But that's okay. We'll make sure that you get to a awesome place to hang out. We are gonna raid over into
Stella. Can we do Stella?
Oh yeah, let's raid into Stella. Stella Luna. We love Stella Luna in this house. She often is kind enough to raid us. So we are gonna go raid Stella Luna. If you haven't seen Stella Luna's work, please, I beg of you, go check out her work. Please join us in this raid. I realize you just joined us, but please join us in raiding Stella. She is a phenomenal GM, phenomenal player. I have a lot of adoration and respect for Stella, so please join me in going to this awesome raid. So yeah, we will see you all soon. See you in 2 Wednesdays. Bye.